you started with Amazon Merch in 2020. You weren't making much money at this point.
In 2021, I got access to the ads in Amazon. In January, it was like 700 sales. In December, I had almost 40,000 sales. So it was a crazy increase.
And that's amount of sales, not the royalties or the revenue. What do you think is your key to success then?
I think it's just...
In this episode of Print on Demand Wisdom, I spoke to Takin, who's made over $1 million in royalties on Amazon Merch. Not revenue, royalties. You heard that correctly. And in this interview, we talked about his strategy for Amazon Merch, including what sorts of niches he enters, what his approach to design is, as well as his Amazon ads strategy and some SEO advice as well. I appreciate you taking the time to come on this podcast because you are a very, very, very top seller on Amazon Merch. Literally millions in royalties, not revenue, royalties. So I can't wait to talk to you today. We've got a bunch of questions to try and get as much value out of you. And we've also got some viewer questions from my Discord server to go through after.
Okay.
But let's start with your story. When did you start with Print on Demand and when did you get into Amazon Merch?
I started 2018 with Spreadshirt. I don't know if everybody knows it, but Spreadshirt is also something like print on demand on Amazon. I started with this because I don't have access to Amazon MBA. And I started there, had a little bit of success there, made like 500 to 1,000 euros. And I think like half a year after this, I got accepted at Amazon. And for the first year at Amazon, I just was in tier 10 or tier 25. Because of this, I don't put much effort in it. Here and there, I upload few designs, but there was almost no sales or something like this.
So you started with Amazon Merch in 2020, and you weren't making much money at this point. I guess Spreadshirt wasn't doing amazing either. It's not the best platform,
it was not money to live from.
Yeah, not enough. But then in 2021, I think is when your merch started doing really well. You just sent me some screenshots and they look absolutely incredible. We'll overlay them on the screen so people can see. So what changed in 2021?
In 2021, I got access to the ads in Amazon. And because of this, I was able to make the ads and sell much, much more than before. I think the months before, I can look into my computer and have a look how it was. At the beginning of the year, in 2021, I was making like, in January, it was like 700 sales. February was 1,500. And then in December, where I got this ads at June or something like this. And then in December, in Q4, I had already, I think in November, it was like 22,000 sales. And
wow.
In December, I had almost 40,000 sales. So I got from 1,000 sales to like 40,000 in December. So it was a crazy increase.
That's crazy, and that's amount of sales. It's not the royalties or the revenue. Yes. That's really, really good. That's an impressive lot of progress there in 1 year. And this was 2021, yeah?
This was 2021. Yeah.
21, okay. And the years after are even better. So we're going to talk about your Amazon ads strategy later as well, because I'm sure people will be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
But the first question that I had when I heard about your sales, and I think a lot of people in my server have wondered this, is do you outsource anything? Do you have like a big team that's helping you with this, or?
I don't have really a big team. I just have one illustrator who's working for me since the beginning. I think now for 4 years. I was very lucky with him. I think he was the second one who was applying for my ads on online jobs. He's a guy from Philippines, and I worked with him since 4 years, and I'm very, very happy with him. That's the only person I work with.
He creates all of your designs, I'm guessing, or
He creates more the graphics.
Mhm.
Often I take this graphics and put more text to it, translate it to German and to English and other languages, also in French sometimes. I use this graphics, but sometimes he also makes just graphics which I upload. They are also working very, very good.
Okay, okay. The interesting thing about your statistics as well is that you sell a lot in Germany, but also a lot in the USA,
Yeah.
quite a bit in Britain. Like it's quite spread.
Mhm.
Whereas I think a lot of people they're kind of focusing on just one marketplace. So it's impressive that you're managing to translate and kind of use more of the marketplaces or the platforms that we have access to.
Because I think if you have the designs, why not sell them everywhere? Why
Yeah.
not advertise them everywhere if you have them already? If they're
Mm.
selling all, because I have also many designs which are just graphics. You can sell them everywhere. You don't need to sell them just in US or just in Germany. You can sell it
Mm.
also in France and Italy, England, everywhere.
Since you mentioned their graphics without text do
Yeah.
well for you as well, do you have any idea, like, what are some of your best sellers? Do they usually have text, or are there some without text? Because a lot of people wonder, do I need to add text? Do I just do a text design? What works best for you?
Number one bestseller all times. This is with text. This design I think it has like 45,000 sales. It's one
Mhm.
design. I think I have also designs which are just graphics, which are also selling very, very well.
Okay, so it's a mixture. It's a
Yeah.
mixture. It's not like one style.
I
That's
would
interesting.
say like 60%, 60 to 65% it's with text,
Hmm.
and like 35 to 40 it's just graphics.
So, what kinds of niches do you enter? Are they smaller? Are they very big? Are they
Mm.
competitive? Like, what do they usually look like?
I prefer big niches.
Mhm.
I don't want to put this much effort in small niches where you don't get so much sales per month. Because I know if you have access to ads, it's no big deal to also sell in big niches. If you have good ideas, you will also sell there, and much more than in little small niches. That's maybe something for the beginning. If you have no access to the ads,
Mm.
that you go in small niches, that your design is also shown on the first site, on the first page.
Yeah, to get organic sales, it
Yeah.
makes sense,
But I
to try.
also go in little in smaller. I go also in smaller niches, like mid niches. But I have to see that there are already designs which have, for example, have already reviews, like 3 or 4 reviews that I see. Okay, they are selling. I can expect in the next 2 years maybe they're selling like 100 times. So the
Mm.
effort, it's worth it. But if I go to a micro niche, like you have maybe one sale per month, it makes not no big sense for me, because you
Yeah.
have also to manage the ads for it. So it makes no big sense for me.
And with the big niches, do you is this something that you look at before you enter a niche? Do you look at the amount of reviews, like the BSR numbers, the amount of search results? Like, how do you choose them?
I don't look at them. When I see there are many sales, there are many designs with much reviews, like I don't know, 100 reviews. When I see this, then I go inside. It's no problem. I
Okay,
don't look at the search results if there are now 1,000 or 10,000. It doesn't matter for me. If you have ads, this doesn't matter. And if
interesting.
your ideas are good enough, then it doesn't
Hmm.
matter. If you are making the same like everybody else, you copy other people, then okay, you will not sell in these big niches. It's impossible for me that somebody will have much success with just copying other people or doing almost the same thing as everybody else.
That's interesting you say that because it relates to a viewer question that I was
Mm.
going to go into later. Do you come up with your own ideas, or do you kind of rework existing designs?
I think you have to come up with your own ideas. If you want to be successful in this business, you can't do what anybody else is doing. If you do this, you will not have much success. Because what I see when I go to Amazon and look what other people do, I think it's 90 to, or maybe more, like 95% of the people who are doing the almost the same thing as anybody else. I see that there and there, I see people who are making something new, which are funny or which I think they will selling, but there are not much people who are doing this.
Yeah, that's what I try and point out in most of my videos as well, is you could use existing designs as inspiration, but the highest potential is always coming up with new ideas.
What I can say is I copy myself for sure. If I see
Yeah.
something else, when I put up something new and it starts to sell, I will copy myself. That's for sure. But not the same. But I will go to another style and add designs to it, and it will most of the times will also work.
Do you have any advice for people regarding SEO? Like, how do you find your keywords? How do you build your listings?
Mm.
Anything there?
I don't think that's this important SEO at Amazon. If you have access to Amazon to Amazon ads,
Mm.
then you just I think the most important are the most relevant keywords. For example, if you have a Dachshund design,
Mm.
then
I have
the
a
most
few.
important it's Dachshund and dog maybe, but there's
Mm.
nothing else which are this important if you have access to the ads.
Mm.
The words like I don't know. Woman, man, or something like this, they are make no big difference if you are putting it inside. And it's also a thing that you have more risk if you are putting so much keywords inside which are not relevant and maybe they're trademarked at the end. You don't know it. So I would recommend to just put the most relevant keywords. So very short. I think these days I just make the title and the brand. I don't even make this bullet points anymore.
Bullet
It
points. Oh,
works
okay.
also good.
Mm.
Works also.
Interesting.
It's easier. It's less work for you, and it's also selling. It's
Okay.
almost no. I think it's no difference if you have access to the ads.
It does make sense because if you're doing everything yourself, like all of the uploading, and you want to lower the risk with trademarks,
Yeah,
having less keywords and
yeah,
only the most relevant definitely works. If you push them with ads, I think again, if we're talking about someone who wants to organically sell, who's in the lower tiers, um, just having three keywords that does probably not going to help that much. But yeah, in your situation, if you're in a high tier and you just want to scale, okay, I can see that.
so if you put more and more and more keywords to it, almost there's no big difference. There's maybe you get 1 or 2% more sales at the end. Maybe I don't know,
Okay.
but I don't think there's much difference after this.
Hmm.
The most relevant have to be in the title, and that's the most relevant. Everything else, it's I don't you don't need it. I think.
Well, your statistics speak for themselves, so it's working for you. So there must be something behind it. Um, what about your pricing strategy? I'm guessing you mainly sell T-shirts, right? So what do you typically price them at? How do you start, and do you increase the price? Like,
It depends on the niche, but because I'm in more in big niches,
mm,
you have to go you price low. Like I start most of the time with 14.99 to get the sales. I don't go under this. I don't go to 13.99 or 30. So I don't go, but I think 14.99 is a good price to start
mm,
because you are competitive with the niche. The most people don't do this. There are people who are doing this, but the majority are not. And because of this, you can start getting sales. Your ranking gets better. And after this, if you have a few hundred sales, maybe of in my I would go maybe after a few thousand sales, I would go up with the price.
wow,
Yeah,
okay. So you wait quite long.
yeah.
And what's I know again it depends on the niche, but what's typically like your max price where you kind of draw the line in these big niches?
In the big niches, I would say like sometimes also 19.99, but it's
Hmm.
very rarely. I think the max normally it's like 18.99. So I'm still under this people who are pricing the products with 19.99. So
Okay.
normally the max is 18.99 in big niches. In small niches, I also sometimes start with 19.99.
It does sound similar to the Tamaz approach because he
Mm.
also starts very, very low. He doesn't go all the way up to 18.99, I think, but
Yeah.
The fact that you wait for like 1,000 sales before you move up.
It
That
depends. It's not always like this,
Yeah.
but it depends on the niche. If it's a very, very big niche, I think you have to do this to stay relevant and stay up on the first page. Uh, because if I make a design, I want to sell them the next few years, not just for 1 or 2 years or 1 or 2 months. And after this,
Mm.
it's go to page 2, page 3, page 4, and then after this, you have no sales at all.
Mm.
So better you take this, I don't know, 145 or something. It's better than nothing.
And I know some people will probably ask this: do you go straight from 14.99 to 18.99, or do you do like incrementally? Do you slowly increase it
Very
and test?
slowly, very, very
Yeah.
slow. I test
Okay.
it out. When I'm going up, most of the time I go first to maybe 15 or 16.99.
Mhm.
And then I will track it. I will track it if the sales are affected or not. If I
Mm.
see, okay, the sales going down, I will go back down to 14.99. So it's much of work. It's
Yeah.
not, you have to work. Without working, I don't think it's my method will work.
Mm. No, that's good advice for sure. Definitely monitor it and test different things. Don't just set it and forget it. Because it's been the same with me with my Tamaz campaigns. On some of them, as
Mm.
soon as I increase the price too much, the sales just plummet. So I have to take it back down.
Yeah, I mean, if you once have a bestseller, then you want this bestseller for the next few years, not just for the next few months or next few weeks. It
Mm.
makes no big sense. Then you have to track it and look that this bestseller you will have this bestseller for the next few years and not just for next few months, like I said.
Right, let's talk about your ads strategy then,
Mm,
because that seems to have made a massive difference.
yeah,
And I think you told me before this call that you've started with Tamaz as well, and you started to test that. But
I
how did
started
you?
when I saw your video. I started also with the Tamas method, and it's
Mm,
working very, very well for me. I'm
oh,
like plus minus. I don't lose any money, and my sales are increased last 2 or 3 months.
nothing to complain about there.
No,
So, but how did you start in 2021 or 2022? What were kind of like your key things that you were doing with ads to scale so massively?
I was not scared to invest money into my ads because I knew before that my designs will sell because I already sold well on Spreadshirt. They sold organically without any ads, good, and also on Amazon I also sold good amount of designs without ads. Because of this, I knew for sure, okay, this will work if I put the ads also with high bids, so I get the sales, and at Q4 it will pay out, I think.
Okay, so high bids. What does that mean for you? How high?
At the beginning, I'm also using this dynamic bids,
Hmm.
dynamic bids. So maybe sometimes also 50, 60 cents per click. But I just do this because I knew, okay, this design will sell. I would never do this if I have not this good designs and just want to maybe have a sale there and there. I would not do this. If you want to invest good money in ads, you have to be sure that your designs will sell. If the customer sees this design, they will buy it. You have to first, if you want to invest money into your ads, you have to first work on your designs before you put this much money into ads.
Okay, so they have to be good quality
Yeah,
designs, not just copying a bestseller that you've seen.
makes no sense. So.
Yeah, okay. Do you mainly use auto campaign or the manual campaigns as well for this?
At the beginning, I think I used just auto campaigns,
Hmm.
but then I switched. I think after one and a half year, I switched to also to manual and auto. I use both. I use both, and they're
Hmm.
working both good. Usually, I bid more at the manual campaigns than
Yeah.
at the auto campaigns, but they're working very well for me both.
Okay. And do you typically focus on one design at a time, like one design per ad campaign, or do you ever do like the lottery approach? What's kind of your idea there?
My campaigns is organized like in niches. If I have one niche, could be also one big niche with like 50 designs inside. I make one campaign for the whole niche and put all designs inside. So I don't do campaigns just for one design. I never do this.
Okay. Did you start doing it with the Tamaz method? Because that's what he says we should
Also,
do.
not, I don't do this. I
Okay.
still do per niche. If I make this Tamas method, I also put all designs from this niche, which I think these designs which are will selling. I put all these designs in one campaign and
Mhm.
start with it. Yeah.
Do you ever like check back a few weeks, a few months later and turn off some of the bad performing designs, or do you just leave it running as it is?
The designs I don't. No, no, I don't.
You don't turn them off like if
I
they're
don't
just spending a
because
lot.
the designs which I'm uploading, I never upload any designs which I'm thinking, okay, they will not sell, or they're bad designs. And I know what is a good design, what is a bad design. Every design which I'm uploading, I think, okay, it will sell. It must
Mhm.
sell because it's a good quality. And I think I have like 80 to 85% of my designs will sell at the end.
Wow, that's a really good ratio.
Because I'm just tier 20,000. I'm not this tier 100K or 200K. I'm just in tier 20,000 with less than 10,000 designs. So they have to sell. If I upload, they have to sell.
I mean, tier 20,000 with those sales
Yeah.
and a relatively low amount of designs is very, very good. What happens if, or has it ever happened that you sold or you started ad campaigns for a new design, and then for months and months it's not profitable? Because if you're pricing that low, like 14.99, and your CPC is quite high, your cost per click, I'm guessing you're not profitable for a while,
Mm.
right? Is that typically the case?
At the beginning, they're mostly not profitable,
Mm.
especially in US, because in US I uh, price the t-shirts very, very low, like 14.99. Because of
Mm.
this, the first few months, maybe I'm in loss, but it will, I think, pay out after a few months when you are also on the first page and also get this sales from organic sales. Then I think it will pay out, especially at Q4.
Yeah, I was just going to say that
Yeah,
Q4 is when you get all of your money back. That's like the golden ticket that you invest for. So, okay.
I think if you are using ads, you don't have to be this scared about it. You don't
Mm.
have to be scared about losing money. If you are scared, you probably will not earn this much money. You have to be ready to invest much of money into the ads, and of course, you have to be first. You have to be confident about your designs that they will sell.
What do you think is your key to success then? Which part of print on demand?
I think it's just hard work. It's nothing else. It's not this. I think everybody knows. I think you also know. It's not this most complicated business in the world. It's very very simple. You just have to make designs, make a little bit of research, make ads on it. That's almost everything. That's much more. I think other businesses are much complicated than this print on demand. You just have to work, especially at the beginning. For example, I worked like 10 to 12 hours per day without earning this much money, almost no money. And I worked every day. I think last 3 or 4 years, I had no days off, not one. Not even when I'm now in for holidays in Dubai. I still go to co-working space and work there. I don't make
Mm-hmm.
any excuses for this. You have to work. If you want to have this success in print on demand, you have to work. The first, especially at the first, I think 2 3 years, you have to work your ass off, make more than the competition. Then I think you will have success.
That's a good message for sure, because the beginning is the hardest to get things working. And it's also good to know that even though you are getting so many sales, you're still working on this. You're not taking it for granted.
Yes,
And I'm guessing you work less now, right? Not 12 hours per day, especially not on your
I'm
holiday.
not
But
working anymore this long, but I still work every day, but not
mm,
like 12 hours. Like I would say, in average, maybe 5 to 6 hours.
Okay.
But I still do this. Also Sundays, Saturdays, there's not, don't matter which day it is, I will work every day.
Very dedicated. Do you still sell anywhere else then? Do you still sell on Spreadshirt or maybe other marketplaces or Shopify perhaps?
I still sell on Spreadshirt, but I don't upload anything anymore there. But I still have like, I think per month, like 600, 700 euros, which I get from Spreadshirt without doing anything.
Mm.
And at Shopify, I'm planning to go into Shopify next year because at the moment I earn very good money with Amazon, but I'm very grateful for this opportunity which Amazon gave me, and it changed my life for sure. But I'm too dependent on it. I think it's maybe 99% of my income comes through Amazon. So I'm too dependent on it, and because of this, I will start also own shop next year when Q4 is over. I will start something own that I own everything, and nobody can kick me off because everybody have this fear that maybe tomorrow Amazon will kick you out because of any reason. You can't control it. You don't have any control over it. If Amazon maybe tomorrow will say, okay, instead of this royalties which you're getting normally, you're just getting like 50 cents per sale. If they want, they can do this. There's no problem for Amazon.
They have the right to do it. That's true.
They can do whatever they like. Yeah.
So it's good to have some sort of backup.
Yes.
And whether that is Shopify or a different business or a YouTube channel, I think for everyone who heavily relies on just one platform, one marketplace, I would try and spend a bit of energy on a backup plan as well.
I think the first few years it's fine if you are going a little bit risky and just go everything in Amazon and you are completely dependent on it. You can risk a little bit, but after this, if you are already earning money, then you have to spread it a little bit. That you have to go into own shop or do something else, which you have the control over it.
I think you would be great for Shopify if you got into it because you seem to have the right approach. Like you're happy to invest into ads.
Yeah.
You already have amazing designs by the sounds of it, and I'm sure if you put the same sort of work ethic into Shopify, you could probably build a great brand. I don't even have a store myself, but it just it sounds like it from kind of knowing that business model a little bit.
I think if I started, I'm 100% certain that I will have success in it. I have no doubt about it. Okay, maybe it will not work out. It was the same with merch by Amazon. From the beginning on, I was certain, okay, it will work out. If I was not this certain, I would not put this much money into the ads, because I think already I put over, I think, almost 600,000 into ads, or five to 600,000 into ads. And I would not do this if I would not be sure, okay, it will work out.
That's a nice transition into the first viewer question from Discord, which we'll now get into, is, what percentage of your royalties do you typically spend on ads?
It's like around 30 to 35%.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds healthy.
Yeah.
Nice. Because I think a lot of people see those numbers and they might think, oh, he's spending 90% on ads, so obviously they're good results.
At the beginning, it was more. At the beginning, when I started with the ads, it was like, I think 50% or something like this. But now it goes a little bit down. But like 30, 35% the last few months, it was like this.
Nice. That's a good ratio, especially with your numbers. That's crazy. Well, this question we kind of have to modify. Someone basically asked, do you have old designs selling from like before 2020, or do you also have a lot of recent designs selling from 2022, 2023? So basically, are you still posting new stuff that is getting to like bestseller ranks over the past 2 years? Is that still possible?
Yes, the most sales which I'm getting at the moment, they are from 2021 to 2023. Also from 2024, but they are not like bestsellers, but they are also starting to sell, and the ranking goes up and up. And I think in the future they will get also like bestsellers. So the most sales they come from 2021 to 2023.
Okay, that's reassuring because I think a lot of people assume if they're new to this, all the people that started back in 2017, they've got all the best sellers, and there's no chance for us. One of my best selling designs is from 2022. I'm pretty sure that's when I posted it. So again, it's not that old.
This one design, my absolute bestseller, it's from 2021. And it's sold over like 45,000 times.
Mm.
It's not this long. It's like 3 years, 3.5 years.
Yeah. Oh, one thing we haven't really spoken about yet is it. Do you mainly sell evergreen, or is there also some trends or some seasonal, like Halloween stuff in there?
Yeah, I would say like 99.9% is evergreen.
So it's like 3 shirts that from your 10 days.
Almost nothing with trends or Halloween or Christmas or something like this. All evergreen.
Okay.
Almost everything.
Yeah, that's what I expected. And I'm guessing you agree that you kind of have to go majority evergreen if you want to have these sort of numbers consistently, right?
Yeah, for sure. You can go also in trends, but it's a little bit more risky to go into it because it can work, but it can also not work. And then you have just this period of a few weeks, I think, where you can sell them, and after this it will stop to sell, and I don't like this. If I put up a design, I would want to sell it all year round, not just weeks or maybe 1 month.
We talked about this a little bit, but I think I want to go back to it because one person asked, how do you stand out with your designs in big niches? And I know you mentioned a few tips there, but if you have any others, because that seems to be one of the keys to your strategies, having really good designs in big niches.
You have to use your own brain, I think. This is what most people don't do, which I see on Amazon because they're all doing the same thing. I can't say because you have to have my brain. Maybe something 2 years ago, I saw something and then I see something else on Amazon, other design, and I will combine it together and then it would work out. Mm-hmm. So it's like this. You have to be creative and you have to think about it. You have to look inside of Amazon to compare, look what other people are doing, what is working, what is not working, and then combine it with other things which you have in your own head. And maybe it's working out like this. So I don't have any special method to do these things. They're just popping up in the head, and yeah, most of the time it's working out.
Okay. So take care of your head, people.
Yeah.
Your brain health. No, yeah. But I think what you're trying to say is you obviously look at other designs quite a lot, and you kind of study them and what sells well.
These days, not anymore. I look still looking inside, but I don't look this much anymore because I don't need to. I already know what will sell and what will not sell. Maybe if I go to new niches, which I go in rarely, I don't go this much more in new niches. I go inside niches which I'm already selling, which I know, okay, they will sell. But if I go to a new niche, I will, for sure, I will also look on Amazon and on other platforms to looking, okay, what is selling, what kind of designs are selling, and then make something else of it. Not the same.
Yeah. You look for a new angle, right? That's the main thing. Something, a new angle that makes sense. Probably something funny, right? Do you have a lot of funny designs selling?
I have. I would say the most designs which I'm selling are more for kids.
Kids?
They're not as much for, I think for men I'm selling also, but not as much. More for women, but the most are for kids.
Ah, okay. That's good in the UK, isn't it? With the lower tax rate. Yeah. What else have we got here? Oh, what do you spend the most time on with your business at the moment?
At the moment, I think the last 1.5 years or something like this, I would say in ads. Much more time in ads than in designing or finding new niches or research. I put almost, I would say, like 70 to 75% of my time. It's just ads to maintain them and look what is working, what is not working, adjust the bids and everything. That's what I do the most the last 1.5 years. I don't upload this much anymore. Maybe one design per day, maybe. Sometimes even less. At the beginning, it was different. At the beginning, I invested much more time in designing and research and something like this. But at the moment, Yeah.
Sure, you uploaded a lot because you said you nearly have 10,000 or
Yes.
around there.
And I'm all uploading them manually, not with any tools or something, all manually. And yeah.
That's impressive as well because it takes a long time to upload 10,000 designs. I know because I've done it myself.
I think it makes sense to do it this way because then you can also choose the perfect t-shirt colors. If you have just the template like in this tools, then sometimes it's not working out. It's not looking this good on a few colors. Because of this, I go through every product and look, okay, on which colors it will look nice and on which colors not.
Yeah, you definitely seem to have the quality over quantity approach. Like you want
Yes.
to
Oh,
have
of course.
everything dialed in
For
properly.
me, it makes no big sense to do something like upload hundred thousands of designs. You can't put much quality into it if you are uploading this much. There's no quality. I can't imagine that you are putting up quality if you have this much designs. And then it also affects the ads because if you have designs which are not this good, then it also makes no sense to bid high on it.
And do you have any plans for the future? Like how are you going to continue to grow your sales or anything new you're going to try?
With Amazon, I think I will not invest this much time anymore. Then beginning next year, I will more invest time to build something for my own. But I will, of course, I will maintain it to maybe have a growth of maybe 5 to 10% per year. But I don't will put like 3, 4, 5 hours per day inside. Maybe 1 or 2 hours I will invest in Amazon, and all other time I will invest in my own thing. So I'm not this dependent anymore on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's been a very great conversation. It's nice to finally get an insight into like a very top seller on Amazon merch. I've tried to get a few on this podcast for a while, so I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot for coming on. And people can find you in my Discord server, right? Where your username is
Nikat.
Nikat.
Yeah.
Nikat. You might have seen him in my daily sales channel. I think you've posted a few screenshots.
Maybe I will change it to my real name tomorrow, like this, because
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
not my real name.
It's that in reverse, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can find them there. You can ask some questions there, perhaps if you've got any. You don't have a YouTube channel, right? You just this is
No,
your
I don't.
first interview, so unfortunately, that's the only place to find Takin. But yeah, thanks a lot for sharing your story and your strategy with us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.